Here's this week's movies currently streaming on Netflix Instant. Horror. Friday the 13th. Had I thought about it, I probably should have recommended this last week. This is the original 1980 Friday the 13th. More than likely you already know the plot, but I'll give you the gist of it. A bunch of kids go to a campground, Camp Crystal Lake, and there is a mysterious killer that is killing them. It's a fairly basic premise that's always entertaining, and you can even check out a very young Kevin Bacon. Action. Homefront. I genuinely wasn't really all that interested in seeing this movie, and I kind of watched it on a whim. I was surprised. It's genuinely good. I blame the crappy trailer. The trailer made it look just awful. Jason Statham plays an ex-undercover DEA agent, and him and his daughter move to Louisiana after her mother dies. While they're there, they get into a scuffle with the locals, and a dirtbag meth dealer discovers that he used to be an undercover cop, so he uses that information to try to leverage himself some future meth distribution territory. Ignore the trailer, definitely watch this one. Black comedy, Sighteers. Last week I recommended Ben Wheatley's Kill List, and this week I'm going to recommend Sighteers. It's about a couple, a very odd couple, that are traveling across the country on vacation, and they decide to start killing people for various reasons. It showcases Mr. Wheatley's penchant for the unusual, and if you like black comedy, this one is outstanding. TV, Sliders. Sliders originally started as kind of a Quantum Leap ripoff, with Jerry O'Connell playing Quinn Mallory. Him and his group of friends are using a device that can travel through portals that open to alternate dimension Earths. Every time they would get to a new one, there would always be something wrong, and they would fix it, which, like I said, kind of had the feeling of like Quantum Leap. The show was going really well until the network executives kind of screwed things up, and the last season is kind of a mess. It's really a shame because the show should have had a more definitive ending instead of going off the rails and kind of petering out the way that it did. Comedy, She's the One. This was writer-director-actor Edward Burns' follow-up to The Brothers McMullen. Ed Burns plays a taxicab driver who meets a girl and they get married. Meanwhile, his power broker younger brother is cheating on his wife with Ed Burns' ex-girlfriend. It's a movie that should have done better when it came out because it's really funny and it's very talky, which is part of what makes it enjoyable. Ed Burns is really good at writing dialogue. If you've ever seen The Brothers McMullen, you know because he didn't have a lot of money for locations and sets and all that stuff, so the movie primarily revolved around snappy dialogue. And She's the One, even though it had more money, it definitely still had that great, quirky, heartfelt, insightful dialogue that he was good at. I still don't really call it a romantic comedy. It's more comedy drama that just so happens to involve relationships. I kind of look at it that way. That's all I got for this week. I'll see you next time.